Hello, everybody. We are back for our 18th episode of Almost a Party. We are waiting on one of our players to join. They have apparently been taken captive by their friends and are not returned yet. So hopefully they will be joining us here shortly. But until then, we'll manage without Ito. But hopefully we see them soon. Um, yeah. So let's see. Where did we last leave our party? So our party, after having been imprisoned by the dwarfs, and through the friendship that they made with Sephin, the dwarf, in the short time that they were with the party, were able to be freed. After getting magic items gifted to them, again at the request of Sephin, the party moved on to head towards Harrington. On traveling through the tunnels, I totally forgot to mention, they also met a drow named Zerdig who's now traveling with them. That's cool. And Valerian's still in jail. I almost completely forgot about that because, stuff happens. Uh, but our parties navigated through the rest of the dwarven tunnels, avoiding the fighting dwarfs along the way. And having reached the end of the tunnel, the players come out and see Harrington off in the distance and begin making their way towards the city of Harrington, where they, specifically Sadzi, have been summoned. So, let's go ahead and get into this while we wait. So, you have come up out of the mountains, and you can see Harrington down the way at about 2,000 feet, and it is a descent. Beyond Harrington, you can see that there is this wall of fog that is moving in, um, and is up against the trees that are passing off against the back of Harrington. You can see the wall of the city as you approach. So you begin making your way, descending towards the city.
Once we exit from the cavernous underdepths, Ore will turn to Zirdig and say, "Thank you so much for escorting us out of the mountains. Um, we need to settle up your fee for guiding us out. Will you be heading back instantly, or will you be joining us all the way to Harrington from here?
Yeah, Zerdy just leaves. Bye, guys. Thanks. It's been good. I'm
Thank you for
just
your
kidding.
help."
Yeah, he'll be staying with the party. He'll say, "Oh, thank you, Ori. Yeah, I was wondering how your traditions go as far as repaying debts. So I would be much obliged. 75 gold pieces, I believe."
Certainly, and I look to Alondiel to pull it out of the party fund.
I will reach into the bag and supply him with the funding.
He is
One,
still
two,
pretty much geeking
three.
out about the whole sky thing. So he's pretty happy right now. And he would ask if he could proceed with the party to Harrington for a time.
So this would actually be a very pleasant sky for Zerdig to behold, because as you are coming up, you are facing the west as the sun is starting to set, and just past Harrington, where you can see from up on these mountains, if you follow the tree line, you can see a shoreline drop down from where you are at coming out of these mountains. And so you can see the sun as it's beginning to set over the forest and the ocean. And so the
Oh
sky
yeah,
at this time of day is particularly beautiful.
Zerdig is getting like knocked off his lizard then, because he's never seen the ocean either, like such a large body of water. So these are two natural phenomena that he's and the sun actually. So he is just completely geeking out, like super overwhelmed. This is like a dream come true for him, really. He's got his goggles on. They're basically like sunglasses, so he doesn't get blinded by the sun.
Meanwhile, Ms. Becky does not appreciate being underground and so is doing a little bit of a lap around, just enjoying being outside again.
Okay.
W- With it being sunset, what stars are visible, or how many stars are visible at this point? Like just starting to kind of. pop into the sky.
Well, there's the one large star that you can still see as it's setting over for the
Sure. Yeah,
trees
yeah.
there. But there are a few other stars that are starting to pop up, but not many at this point.
Is the moon visible?
The moon is not visible currently.
Cool.
They blow up the moon.
Also, surprises for you guys with how long that you have been traveling. The seasons have changed since you entered the mountain and emerged from the other side. So it is starting to warm back up here as you're starting to head into the end of winter and the beginning of spring.
I'm going to use Druid Craft really quickly to determine the weather for the next 24 hours where we are.
Okay. Um, so right now, where you are at, it is supposed to be clear skies, eyes for the next 24 hours.
But what's the dew point?
Good question. Let me find a table for that.
I just want the little chart like that. And we're expecting a cold front to
And we're
come in.
expecting the cold front. Yeah. So it's clear skies. So
Okay. We were also wrong about Druidcraft. It does not let me tell the time,
yeah, I knew that.
just the weather.
Right.
Oh, it doesn't let you tell what time of day it is?
Nope.
I look
Like,
up in the sky and see if the sun's up.
yeah, I was like, when you guys were talking about that, I'm like, that'll be fun when they try and use Druidcraft, but you didn't have it at the time. Oh, by the way, our players leveled up. I don't know if we mentioned that on stream last week or not. I don't remember. We talked about it like just as the stream was ending, and so I forget whether it actually happened on stream or not. So, but our players leveled up, and so our druid changed out some of their cantrips.
I actually didn't have to change because I gained a cantrip, so I didn't drop any cantrips.
There we go. Well, so you can begin making your way down, and so it's about a 2% grade of a hill down to Harrington from where you guys are at. So, do you make your way towards the city, or do you want to make your way towards the tree line and the ocean? So the city is closer to the mountains.
We're here. This is not the city we're going to, right?
This is the city you are going to.
Oh, this is the city. Well, then let's go that way. That sounds like a plan.
Yes.
I vote for not going to the ocean. Let's go to the city.
So with the sun setting at this time, about how far away is the town from us?
It's only
by
about
foot?
2,000 feet. But
So it's
like,
close. Got it.
yeah, it's close. It's almost up against the mountain itself. But as you come up, it's down essentially what is a cliff. If you got if you went directly over instead of winding down the path, you could jump off down into the city from the mountain. But where you guys came out, you have a path that winds down into the city.
Does anybody have Featherfall? Let's arrive in style.
Yes, yes, I do actually.
think
and
I
I've
do
used
too.
it several times.
Okay.
We can 100% up to 5 creatures. That counts. Do we want to? Do we want to do that?
You'd have to both do it though, because there's too many of us, including the lizard
1, 2. Oh,
and Ito.
what if
I can
we
do up to 5.
featherfall the lizard and then you're riding him, right?
I mean,
That's 1, 2,
you still need
3,
both of
4,
you
5.
because there are 6
Oh,
of
yeah,
you
there's
in
6 of
total.
us. What if we put 2 people on the lizard? The lizard can carry 2 people, no problem.
All right, let's do it.
Is featherfall focus? It's not even concentration.
No. Is it self plus 5 or up to 5 creatures?
Up to 5.
Up to 5.
Up to 5. Got it.
So we can just go in 2 waves, and I'll use my 2 pack slots.
How is this
And
going
then
to
you
work
can have
with
a
my
nap.
cart?
Doesn't. Technically,
Because
the lizard is
cart's on the
carrying
lizard.
the cart.
Yeah.
I mean, I think.
I thought we
No,
ditched the cart because we couldn't get it through the
no, we
tunnels.
detached it and carried it ourselves a little bit, and then put it back on.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's like a 4-wheeler when you're in the mountains. You have to take it off sometimes and put it back on. And
Do some manual maneuvers.
yeah,
Yeah, Insanity, how will that work with the cart? Are we good? Can we just feather fall and the cart's all good and we'll just hand wave that, or is it going to be bad?
You can try.
Well,
how
Alright.
smart is the lizard?
I mean,
Can
I
we
think
just
the
tell
question
lizard to
is,
go down?
how smart are the rest of you?
Not very.
oh well.
Actually, my cart is empty right now. It's just for people to sit in, so we're all good. Let's do this.
All right, cool. So I guess we're gonna do this in 2 phases. We'll have group 1 jump off, and then the last like one person jump off, and I can grab them as well.
I mean, Sadzi has the spell too, so
Yeah, we
Yep.
can just go together.
Sadzi's spells don't come back when she takes a short nap.
Yeah,
Mine
well,
do.
we do the 2, and then that'll let you do extra on patting the cart as well for doing 2
Actually,
trips.
wait. Duh. The lizard has spider climb.
Oh yeah, those
So
are
just put
walk
2 people on
down
the lizard, have the lizard crawl down the wall, and then the rest of you can feather fall.
Sadzi also
Alright.
has spider climb. So
Yep.
Yeah. We don't talk about Sadzi's spider climb.
Do I need to ride the lizard then?
Is that because you used it ineffectively? Is that why you don't talk about it?
No.
Or is it you don't talk about
Hush.
it, and because of
But-
that, it was used ineffectively?
Isn't it a spell too?
No, it's just a feature of their race.
Oh, cool.
All right, so
Nothing said
Sadzi and the
about
lizard will spider climb down the wall, and the rest of us will float. Let us go.
Zerdig will stay on his lizard because he can ride it while it's on the wall.
Okay.
And
So
we'll
instead of
cast-
following the obvious path down to the city, you track through the mountains until you get over the city. As you begin making your way there, you can see that the fog is slowly rolling in from the forest to encase the entirety of the city. As you get over to the city and you're at a point where you can jump in, those of you that are jumping, which I guess is everybody but Sadzi and the lizard, go ahead and make
and Zerdig
athletics
is on the
checks.
lizard, yeah.
I thought Zerdig was jumping.
He's
'Cause-
riding his
Nope,
lizard.
he's riding.
We determined that he doesn't have a saddle to support the spider climb of the lizard, which is why he had to get off in the tunnels.
Oh,
Then
That's
he's
fine.
Oh,
jumping.
that's right.
Right.
5.
5.
4.
I got a 24. Oh, did I do this in the wrong? I did this in the wrong place, didn't I?
You did. But it's all right. Those rolls aren't showing up anyway.
I still
so,
got a 16. So
Yeah.
Corey got a 19.
Okay. So Alandiel gets a 5 and Zerdig gets a 4. And we need Ito to roll, which Ito has not shown up yet. So let me pull up Ito real quick and roll for Ito.
beautiful.
Ito's got athletics. Boom, 21. All right. So those of you that got over a 10, which I think is everybody but Zerdig and Alandiel, you jump off just fine, get enough distance to where you're not worried about, hitting anything on the way down, and you'll actually make it into the city. For Zerdig and Alandiel, as you go to jump, the rocks give out before you, and you lose on your jump, and you begin sliding down the mountain instead of jumping off for your feather fall. Sadzi just walks down. As you see this, you see Zerdig and Alandiel go tumbling down.
Am I allowed to laugh once I make sure they're not dead?
Yeah. Okay.
Well then.
Ow.
All right. Mizeki?
Can I use acrobatics to try and stabilize?
Well, I'm waiting to see if Mizeki's gonna just laugh at you guys, or if he's actually gonna cast Featherfall.
Are they in legitimate danger?
Yes, you all are, because you haven't cast Featherfall yet.
Oh yeah, that's Featherfall.
So I'm just like, I was giving you the chance. But
Nope, that's it. That's the end. We all just die. We jump down 2,000
Yeah.
feet. End of
We
story.
just crush ourselves into the ground and
all
die.
right.
And-
So you cast Featherfall, and you and Ito and Ore begin slowly floating down. Featherfall lasts until you hit the ground, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay, so for Zertig and Alandiel, as you guys are falling and you pop off a bit away from the mountain, and you begin descending slowly for a moment, but then you hit the edge of that, I would like you to make dexterity saves as you land to stop your forward momentum that you got, and see if you can manage to stabilize without falling.
19.
8. It's looking to be a good night, guys.
We're gonna kill the cleric right away because you decided to go for the dangerous choice.
I've got one more Featherfall, so
All right.
make
So
sure you
Zerdy,
get some distance.
you manage, as soon as you hit the mountain, you manage to kind of brace yourself and slow down and catch yourself there. But Alandiel, you touch down, Featherfall ends, and you go flying forward, thinking that you're gonna be good, and you begin tumbling down the mountain. You will take 5 points of bludgeoning damage. Mizeki, you will see Alandiel continuing to tumble, and Zerdig just kind of laying up on the mountain, waiting to come down.
Okay. I
So,
will indicate to them that they should jump again and pray for Alandiel.
How much farther do we have to go?
you guys only went down about 20 feet, because you didn't really get a jump. It just slid out, and as you've been sliding, you've fallen off a few of the different cliff faces, because it gets to be pretty just a straight down drop in a few places. And so you managed to catch yourself on a ledge, but Alandiel did not. And he's still got about another 1,000 feet roughly to fall if he goes down.
Oh,
Whereas
oh
everybody
no.
else is just kind of floating down slowly at 60 feet
Can I
around.
thorn whip him back?
I mean, Sadzi can always just go walk up to you guys
hmm
and then fix yourself, Featherfall you back down, right?
So, I will let you attempt to grab him with Thorn Whip.
This is fun.
All right, let's do it. 20 against your AC.
Yeah, that does it.
Okay.
All right, this is gonna hurt a little bit, but I'll save your life. 12 damage.
All right. So this Thorn Whip just appears out of the air as Zerdig reaches out, mumbling some words as he goes. It wraps around you, the thorns dig into you, but it manages to catch you, and you begin to stop falling momentarily. Zerdig, give me a strength check to make sure that you can hold on to Alandiel and all of his weight.
All right, and importantly, the thorn whip looks like a chain. It's very important everyone knows that.
And on the plus side, I'm not very heavy.
But what about all your gear?
I have a strength of 7, so I don't have that much.
Got a whopping
He's-
10.
Okay. All right, so you manage to hold on, but you're not sure how much longer you can hold it. Alandiel, you can see nearby that there's a ledge that you can get onto, but you're going to need Zerdig to swing you a bit, and you're going to need to make a check to grab on to the ledge and pull yourself up. So let's have a combination of checks. Let's have athletics go first for Zerdig.
Can I cast guidance on myself?
Yeah, you can cast guidance on
Cool.
yourself. So Zerdig first do an athletics check.
This is gonna be epic. 9. I
9.
haven't rolled over a 10 all night.
Okay. And with that 9, you get swinging towards that ledge. And as the Thorn Whip releases, I need you to make a dexterity save, which I don't think... Does guidance apply to saves?
Yeah, it
No,
does.
that's bless.
Ability checks.
Yeah, so not saves. So make
Dang
a
it.
dex save to catch on. But guidance lasts long enough for, your athletics check to pull yourself up if you catch on.
Woo, 17.
All right, you managed to catch on, even with the weak swing from Zerdig. You managed to kind of course correct. See, there's a better spot that you can grab on that's just a little bit closer. Grab on. As you do, you take an additional 4 points of bludgeoning damage as your body slams in to the stone face of the cliff. And then go ahead and give me an athletics check to pull yourself up to a stable position. And your guidance does apply here. So
I don't think it's gonna matter.
What you get?
he rolled a 2.
I got
Plus
the
4.
6.
6. All right. You are definitely struggling to pull yourself up. And as you begin to do that, the rocks slip away and you lose your grip. However, your guidance was strong enough that you don't completely fall this time. And you can make the check again, but at disadvantage.
Can Zerdig tackle him off of the mountain?
You're going to need to
Or
jump down to get to him. At this point, he's about 100 feet lower than you.
Never mind. Good luck, buddy.
or am I close enough to perhaps
Yeah,
grab and or push him?
Yeah, if you wanted to start walking over towards him and grab him, you can absolutely do that. You might need to run, but yeah,
Okay.
with your spider climb, you can get to him.
Okay.
Should I
And
wait for her
since
to do that before making my save?
No, let's have you make your check.
Which check am I making again?
You are making your athletics check to climb back up.
Oh, I'm screwed.
Yeah, with disadvantage.
is he within 60 feet of me?
You could get to within 60 feet if you dash. So
Okay. Can I do that and then pull a restore balance so that he's not rolling at dis?
yes, you can. So you are not rolling at dis, so we'll take that first roll.
10.
All right. So with a 10, you manage to pull yourself back up.
Oh, I'm never doing this again.
Think of the beautiful views, I say as I gently float down.
And I'm just tumbling down for like a minute, just oh, my neck, ow, my back, ow.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to know if Featherfall lasted until you touched the ground or if it lasted for a set time, because I'm like, that resulted to very different outcomes for what's about to happen here. So.
Zerdig is going to call his lizard back, and then he's going to shout down to Sadzi to see if she can featherfall us, since Mizeki told us she could. And if so, he's going to command his lizard to jump off of the cliff, because the lizard will not slip and slide like he did.
Okay.
Just have the lizard walk us down.
He doesn't have a saddle.
You can float down with him, I think, but you can't sit on him as he climbs. You'd pretty
Yeah.
much fall right off.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's gonna be sitting on him normally, like upright, and have him just jump horizontally, and then feather fall. So he never has to deal with the vertical challenges.
I mean, if that's a thing I can do, sure. I assume it works. I don't think I have to roll anything.
We do have to coordinate with Alondale too, though, because Alondale is still going to be like a couple thousand feet or 1,000 feet above the city, so he needs to jump off at the same time. Yeah, this actually is going to be a little bit hairy. Can Zerdig get down to Sadzi and Alondale?
I mean, you can jump first, and then they can feather fall you.
I mean, I have to be within like 60 feet, though, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and also, wouldn't it make more sense for Zerdig to get on the lizard and then have the lizard come to me and Alondio?
Yeah, let's do that. It makes way more sense than like the split second that Sazi's going to have to catch me, or I'm going to perish.
Can we tie me to the lizard?
So
I really don't want to jump.
Zerdig will need to um, be able to hold on to this lizard. Since you don't have a saddle or any way to tie yourself onto this lizard as the featherfall or as its spider climb is going, when you don't have a good way to hold on. So let's have you make a strength check, just a straight strength check to hold on to the lizard as it's making its way down to Alondiel and Sadzi, who are just standing on the edge of the cliff face. And Ito is here, everybody. Hi, Ito.
Hello.
Hi, what?
So
We've
while
turned
you were
moving down the
gone,
path into a Skyrim adventure.
yeah. So instead of taking the obvious path down to the city, since the city butts up against the mountain, but it's a sheer cliff face, they decided, hey, let's go over there and we'll cast Featherfall and descend into the city. But Zerdig and Elandiel, when they went to jump, the cliff gave out beneath them and they started tumbling down the mountain instead of jumping out far enough to get away from it and floating down with you, Ore, and Mizeki.
Mistakes were made.
Cool. Lovely.
Can I have advantage on this check since my lizard and I know each other
Uh,
and I've worked with him a lot?
Just tie a rope.
mm,
Tie a
no,
rope loosely
yeah,
around
not-
his neck that you can use as like a little bit of a impromptu harness.
Yeah, not without
Mm.
having something to add on as a harness. You won't have advantage for it. Your
Yeah, you'd
your
kinda-
friendship does not matter here. It
You'd
does
have to
not
make,
help
like,
you
a-
ride vertically.
You'd have to
Alright,
make
well,
like a figure 8 harness to be able to have
I-
something to hold on to.
I can tie a rope around him. I will take time to tie a rope around him that I can hold on to.
Okay. In the time that it's going to take you to tie the rope, Ito and Ore and Mizeki, you will have landed in the city. We will get to you in a moment. So, go ahead and give me a. What do we want to call tying the rope? I guess your knots are going to be.
Tinker's tools.
Dexterity is what we normally do there. So yeah, let's have you go ahead and just make a dexterity check.
10.
10. Okay. It takes you a bit of time, and you're pretty confident in the harness that you've got around your lizard, and think that you can manage to hold on. Go ahead and make your strength check to hold on as the lizard goes down the mountain.
12.
12. Okay. So the lizard descends down, gets next to where Sadzi is just kind of standing sideways, looking at Alondiel, who is on there. You get down there, and as the lizard is going down, you begin to lose your grip, but you grab onto the rope tightly, and you manage to hold on, but you can feel gravity trying to pull you off of the lizard. So,
All right, let's go.
3 of you that are up here and the lizard, what is your plan to get down now?
Jump again. Better this time.
Okay.
Better is a great plan.
So you're going to have the lizard jump with you on it, is that right?
Yes.
Okay. And then
And
Alondiel is
Alondiel
going
wants
to
get on
jump.
it too.
Alondiel wants to get on it as well.
What are the odds of being able to get back up from where we're at?
Not good.
Dang it.
Not with your strength score. Ito might be able to get back up from where you are, but I don't think anybody else besides Sadzi could. Because Sadzi
My
can do it
lizard-
no issue. Your lizard can
The
do it
lizard
too.
can hold like over 500 pounds, so it
Right.
should be fine if it's both of us, as
Right.
long as you're not wearing like an anvil or something.
No. I'm fine being like thoroughly tied to the lizard.
Okay.
All right. My rope has been used, but we can probably use your rope.
Yep.
Okay. So you're going to tie you to the lizard, not just create something for you to hold on to.
Oh, I want to be like super lashed. I don't trust my arms.
Okay.
Alondiel's like luggage lashed to the back of the lizard.
Okay. Okay. Interesting. Okay. So how do you want to go about doing this? Because As what it is you're on a small ledge of a cliff with not much space there, and Sadzi is standing sideways, and the lizard is obviously facing down sideways, but they're not on the cliff. In order for you to get tied onto this lizard, you're going to need to get off of this ledge at some point, and as soon as you do, you immediately have gravity trying to pull you down and
Just tie him
away.
to me.
So,
Just tie him to Zerdig, and then we can all jump and feather fall together.
all right. So Sadzi's going to be doing the tying then, since you two are being tied together. Is that right?
I
mean,
guess so.
once the rope gets to Zerdig, he can help out probably. But yeah, probably Sadzi because she can move better.
Okay.
I cast guidance on her.
Sadzi, let's go ahead and give us a dexterity check to see how well you can tie Zerdig and Alandiel together onto the lizard.
I got a 19.
Okay, and you
Plus
also get
D4.
guidance plus a d4.
Okay, and add a 4 to that, so 23.
Okay. Alandiel, you have never felt more secure in your entire life. You are
And
tied.
less at the exact same time.
You are tied up very well, back to back with Zerdig, and she has taken your harness that you put on Zerdig and used that as extra to tie you both to the lizard. The lizard is now going to walk down because there's no need to jump anymore and use your feather fall at this point, and just walk you down the rest of the mountain and then up the wall and into the city.
This is amazing, but also quite embarrassing. So Zerdig will be grumpy. He'll grump about it to Alondil on the way down.
All right.
I'm gonna wave at them as they come down.
So, Ore, Ito, and Mazeki, as you guys are in the city and watching up at this fiasco that is unfolding up above you, you look around the city, and as the sun is starting to disappear beyond the trees at this point with your vantage, the sun is almost completely gone beyond the trees. You notice that mist is coming in and getting closer and closer to you, and you can see that most of the people in the city are taking this opportunity to go inside to the various buildings around.
I'm gonna immediately ask someone, "Where's the inn, please?"
They point you off in a direction saying that there is an inn here for visitors to Harrington, and that it closes in 10 minutes. And so you need to be inside within that time or you do not get in.
All right. I will message our wayward travelers that are still coming down.
They are too far away for message.
They're too far for message. Okay. I'm gonna,
Does
I guess,
one of
send everyone
does
else.
one of them have a sending stone?
Ore and Mazeki, I believe, have your pair of sending
Yeah.
stones.
The crowd.
Ore's just standing there, kind of staring up in his very stoic, metallic approach. He's not wearing that mask of emotions, but slung across his back is the shield, and it looks like the face is giggling a little bit on the shield.
All right. So you begin making your way towards the inn.
I'm gonna stay and wait for the others to get down so I can
Okay.
tell them what the hell's going on. But I'll send everybody else to go to the inn, I guess.
Okay, so Ito and Ore, you are being sent ahead to reach the inn. The inn is called the Safe Child. And as you are getting there, you can see that there are a few other people that are rushing in to the inn, and you come in behind them, and you can see that the proprietor, instead of being behind a desk waiting to greet people, is standing there by the door and is looking out into the city, waiting and watching for people that are going to be coming in, and you can tell that they are of an opinion that they want to close and lock this door as soon as possible.
Excuse me, we have a few friends coming. If you don't mind holding for just a moment. Also, do you offer stables? We have a lizard that we would need stabled as well.
No, we do not have any stables here. Typically, you leave your mounts and things outside of town.
Oh, we came into town in an unconventional way. Um, but we do need rooms, at least 3 or 4. What is your rates for the evening?
So rooms here are 5 silver a night per person, and you're not let out until the fog recedes in the morning.
Oh, is the fog a consistent issue in this town?
Every day, every night, it rolls in. We stay inside to be secure. And you can see going around, there are a few other workers who are going and beginning to close shutters on all of the windows.
Understood. Yes, we will settle up as soon as the rest of our party is here for 3 rooms.
Okay. All right.
Doubles, preferably.
Yes. So 5 silver per person. How many people do you have?
We have 6 total.
All right, that'll be 3 gold then.
I hand him 30 silver.
Okay.
Since I don't have the party fund, it's coming out of mine.
All right. He will take it and hand you some keys to some rooms, and he goes, "Be sure to close the shutters and keep your windows closed." And he ushers you away and begins looking outside as the fog continues rolling in. Mizeki, about 5 minutes later, you see coming up over the wall where you are at the lizard with Zerdig and Alandiel tied to each other and the lizard, and Saji just with a smirk on her face, laughing about the whole thing coming up over
I'm
as you do.
Elendil's
I'm
got a gnarly bruised face.
all right. Fun stuff. No time. Let's go. We need to get inside. Apparently, quickly. In that way. Let's go. Let's go.
What is it, like a poison fog or some such?
Don't know. Might kill everyone. Let's get inside. Come on.
Where should I put the lizard?
I have no idea.
How far
He
away
can
stay
are
on
they
its
from
own.
us at the inn?
Yeah,
So
I mean the lizard can show
it'll
us.
take them about 2 minutes to reach the inn from where you are at. So they are just barely going to make the cutoff.
All right, the lizard's coming with us.
Yeah,
Can the lizard
this
fit in
is-
Mizaki's ring?
It's not a lizard. No, no one else can go in my ring but me.
Bummer.
Unless we kill it and make it an object, and then I can bring it into my ring.
No, thank you.
Yep.
Why don't we just bribe the inn owner and the lizard can chill with Ore and Alandiel since they're not gonna really sleep much anyway.
The lizard's coming with us, and the inn owner can deal with it because to get the lizard out, he's gonna have to shut the door and open the mist. So we're good.
This is our friend Frizzard, the lizard man.
All right. So
It's very
as you
big.
guys make your way through the city towards the inn, and you arrive, and you see just as you are doing that, the door is beginning to close. The proprietor, as he's closing in, and he goes, "You must be the friends. They told me about your lizard. We don't have room for a lizard. There's stables outside of the city. You're just going to
And the
have to leave
lizards
your
stay in a
lizard.
room.
There's not room. We don't take animals in here."
I can send him up to up above the mist, up the mountain again. He can climb walls, so I'll just send him up there. I'll send him back home, I guess. He knows the way.
Okay. So you guys get into that, and as you do, they slam the door behind you and begin locking it, and tell you which rooms that you're in and that your friends should already be up there waiting.
Oh, I was still waiting in the foyer.
Oh, I
for
thought you went
everybody.
up to the room. Sorry.
Oh no! I would have stayed in the foyer
Ito.
until everybody was
Yeah.
in.
Yeah. Ito
Okay.
went to verify that the rooms were okay and then came back.
Okay. So you were all
Hopefully
there
Hugo also
in
closed all
the
shades.
foyer. Here, as there's a little bit less panic going on now. You see that this is just a human man with very pale skin, and he's got very gaunt features about him. And he looks around and he goes, "Didn't the guards tell you not to come into Harrington this late? They're supposed to stop everybody coming down the path."
We came from under the mountain. There were
I
no guards.
tripped and it hurt.
"You're
Zerdig
supposed to
just
follow the
whistles.
path from the mountain down into the city?"
Yeah, totally.
We have had difficulties following the paths lately.
As I stated, we came into town in an unconventional way.
"Yes, clearly. Well, you're lucky you got here in time."
Also, wanted to note before it becomes relevant, Ito did close the shutters in the rooms when he went up to check. That was like one of the main things.
Okay. He goes, "It is, strange for us to get so many visitors in one night, all at once. What brings you to the city?"
Council business.
"You came to see Duke von Harrington."
At his request, yes.
"At his request. Interesting. Well, we will come around in the morning once the fog recedes, and you will be let out. Until then, nobody leaves the building."
Is anyone in the building in need of healing?
But
Elendil asks.
by the looks of it, you are.
Yes. Is anybody else?
As he says that, I walk up to him, put my hand on his shoulder, and cast Cure Wounds.
He goes, "I don't believe we have anybody that is currently in need of any healing."
Cool.
Oh,
Take 12.
the fog. What happens? Mist, fog? I don't. What's the difference? What happens if you're out there?
Oh, it is not good.
I got that part.
Folk like you would begin to feel ill. The sickness would spread, and usually, if you are exposed over the course of an entire week, by the end of it, you're barely breathing.
That doesn't sound very friend. Has this always been here? Seems like a bad place to put a town.
It has, but we don't get many that it would affect. And he looks around and he goes, "Like your friend there," and points to Ore. "They should probably be fine, actually."
Huh.
Would a Minotaur be affected? Ito is quick to ask.
Guy's like, where's the Minotaur?
He goes, "There's no Minotaur here, but yes, unless they have certain conditions." And you can tell that he's sniffing, trying to get a smell off of each of you as you are coming through.
What is he a race
Ito-
that normally smells excessively? Like
No, he's
Ito
human.
is currently
he
trying to
appears to be
pull
human
back
and he's
from.
sniffing us. Okay.
I'm gonna
Ito
stick.
is refraining from being angry.
I'm gonna stick to whichever one of you has the most pungent BO.
That's probably Ito, realistically.
Almost certainly.
I mean, you've all been under the mountain for a month, so probably equally.
We smell vaguely of mushrooms and
And,
rocks.
and Zerdig was riding a lizard for that month, so.
Hey, Zerdig smells heroic.
I have prestidigitation, so I always smell wonderful.
I think I smell like wet pennies.
Oh my god. Why does it smell vaguely metallic? Oh, it's alright. Don't mind him. So the
So
man
is this guy
sniffing
like?
us?
Yeah, is he sniffing us like a dog? Like when a dog like comes up to you and its nose is all moving around?
No, he's very taking in clear, deep breaths, like he's trying to get a scent off of you as you are passing by, but he's not sniffing you like a dog.
Like how someone goes by a perfume section, just
Yep.
like, ah. All right, that's
Oh.
so weird.
That's me when I walk by a buffet.
Can I tell why he's kind of taking and inhaling everybody? Kind of like an insight check.
Yeah, go ahead and make an insight check.
21.
Okay. I'm going to send you a message.
Oh, very nice.
Whispers.
I have a passive wisdom of 17.
Okay.
Insight.
Didn't help you not fall down the mountain, did it?
No, that's just because I got weak ankles.
Bad knees, but a passive insight.
So you said he looks like, sir, I don't think I caught your name. I apologize. I'm Elendil. I am a traveling priest with my compatriots here. You look a little ill. Is everything all right?
I am fine. The name is Zach. It is nice to meet you.
Pleasure.
I like how Alondio says to a stranger, like, "You look sick, man."
He does look gaunt, so you know. All right, message sent to Ore.
Reading it now.
I will message Ore if Ore appears to know what's going on. Be like, what's up? I will do this by covering my face and pretending to cough. I'm not particularly worried about it being secretive. I just think it's funny to do.
I know it's late, Zach, but do you have a kitchen in this establishment that might have some late meals available?
We have meals. We can serve you up one shortly. We do not have a full kitchen, but we understand that sometimes people show up without proper rations or time to go to one of the taverns in town. So we can get you something, not much. A little bit of bread, some cheese. But no meals here.
As long as it's not any more mushrooms.
We have mushrooms if you would like them.
Yes, very much. Zerdig chimes in.
I'm good with mushrooms. You've
All
got
right.
a whole thing of meat. You probably ate most of the meat by now. That's fair.
Bread and cheese sounds lovely.
He goes, very well, we will send up a platter to your rooms. So, bread, cheese, mushrooms. And enjoy the night, and yes, make sure that your shutters stay closed.
Stay closed? I already have them closed. I am rather concerned about the
Yes.
use of the word.
Don't open them, is what he's saying. Don't like wake up before
Okay.
the sun's come out and the fog's gone away and open them and kill everyone.
Yes, what the centaur said.
Sounds good.
I am sorry, I have only learned your friend the elf's name. What would you like me to call all of you?
I am Mortimer, and this is Bruce. I will gesture away.
Ore nods.
Mortimer, Bruce, Alondiel.
Zerdig will speak up, and you will notice that he sounds much more manly than normal. Hi, I'm Zerdig.
Zirdig.
Ito visibly stumbles over this for a moment before coming up with Gito.
I'm sorry, that was Gito?
Gito, yes.
Gito. Interesting name. And you And he gestures at Sadzi.
Samantha.
Samantha. Well, it is nice to meet you. And he reaches out his hand to shake yours.
Me?
Yes, you.
I give him a little half bow and tied my hands.
She doesn't smell, I bet. It's just so weird.
And he returns the half bow. Samantha, you are very welcome here.
Thank you. So, guys, rooms. Which ones are we in?
I am not with Zerdig. He smells weird.
Hey,
You smell weird. It's not my fault.
I smell like a hero.
Well,
What?
your hero needs a bath.
If there aren't any complaints, I will room with Sadzi tonight. I assume we've taken a few steps away from the innkeeper at this point.
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
making your way
we're
over to your rooms.
Heading up. Making our way downtown.
Yeah, Ito's sort of leading the way there since he's already checked in on them.
Guess Zirdig and I can split a room.
Okay.
All right.
Yes, and Mizeki, that does place you with me again.
Fair enough.
Hey, at least I don't have to hear Valerian snores tonight.
Mizeki looks sad.
Why does Miseki look sad?
Because Valerian is in jail?
I thought Miseki was the one that didn't care.
He doesn't care about convincing him to leave because he was allowed to leave.
Oh.
It wasn't a I don't care about him. It's a right now I am guaranteed I can go free.
It was a selfish decision. Got it.
Yes. As many decisions Miseki makes are.
Okay. All right.
It is almost certain that if the rooms are side by side, you do still have to hear Ito snoring.
Okay. So who is in which room? So we have Satsi and Ore together, right?
Yep.
Right.
And then
Elondio
The
and
elves.
Zerdig.
Alandiel and
Yeah.
Zerdig, and then Ito and
Ito
Miseki.
Mizeki, yeah.
Okay. So Alandiel and Zerdig brought up to your room is the requested bread and cheese plate with some mushrooms. And the same is brought to Mizeki and Ito's room. Sadzi, when they bring it to your room, you aren't brought bread or cheese or mushrooms. Instead, you are brought a very rare piece of meat and a shot glass full of blood.
This is disconcerting, although I am hungry. So I stare at the tray, and I bring it inside, but I set it next to the door. And just kind of, that's interesting.
Is that not what you had ordered?
I didn't ask for anything?
When the innkeeper was sniffing the party, he had an interesting reaction when he came across you.
Maybe he doesn't like cats.
Perhaps, but I think he was trying to get a specific familiar scent, and he may have come across it when he reached you. If you do not mind me asking, we didn't really discuss the full details of the letter that you received to come to this town. You can confide in me if there's something you wish to discuss. If not, I understand that as well.
I mean, the letter didn't really say much, just that they had some information I might like to know. I am somewhat nervous and kind of fumble around and throw back the shot glass of blood without really seeming to notice that I'm doing it.
Did they say what information they had for you, or what was in pertaining to?
I think it was kind of vague. Let me see if I can find it.
While she's looking through her gear for the letter, Ore, I am. I am going to kind of investigate the room a little bit and look for any possible hidden passages, make sure the door is secure, also double check the shutters.
Okay. Give me an investigation check to search the room.
I want to do that too. That makes sense.
It's not a great roll, a total of 8.
Okay. You
I
don't
got a 22.
find anything out of the ordinary in the room of what you'd expect with an inn, other than that the shutters have a very robust latching system.
Does it seem secure enough to really keep out the fog with these shutters? Are they tight enough to keep the fog out?
The shutters themselves do not seem like they would be tight enough, but you imagine that there's more behind it.
Got ya.
I got a 22.
Yeah, so it is an inn room, and you find everything you would expect to find in an inn room, without any things you wouldn't expect to find.
Perfect. It is weirdly quiet though, I imagine, because there's not very many people traveling here.
It is fairly quiet. This inn only has 2 floors, and it's only got about 15 rooms in total. And there were a few other people that were shuffling in when Ore and Ito arrived, but unless they told you otherwise, the only other people you saw were workers. You get the impression that they all kind of live here, though, too.
Weird. After we've eaten and all, and if any discussions have occurred, I imagine we're probably going to talk about what we want to do tomorrow morning. I'm going to go into my ring and take my 6 hours of sleeping.
Yeah, it's up to you guys what you want to do. You're currently split into your 3 separate rooms. So whatever
Zerding and
conversations
Alon-
you want to have, go for it.
Do they
Zerding and
have a
Alondale are
bath?
just gonna vibe.
Is there a bath?
Yep.
You
There is not.
okay? Just make myself clean again with prestidigitation,
Okay.
which I imagine is kind of the vaguely staticky clean.
Zerdig will ask Alondale lots of questions about what it's like to be a elf who lives beneath the endless sky and such conversations. I'm sure Alondale will have questions for Zerdig about, what it's like being a drow and all that.
Oh yeah, we just catch up in Elven the whole time.
Ito probably looks over to ask Mizeki questions about what it's like inside the ring, and realizes at about that moment that Mizeki is just gone.
I do still hear his question.
If he
Lovely.
asks it.
If he talks, I can still hear you.
Yeah,
'Cause
yeah.
he might just
He's
go,
about halfway through the question when he realizes, and then he just stops.
Probably reflexively start to answer.
"Hey, Mazeki, what's it?" And that's all you get.
Perfect.
All right. Is there anything else, any other conversations between characters that you guys want to have in the night? Or shall we move on?
Elendil really wants that long rest.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did Sazi find the letter?
Did Satsi find the letter? Did Satsi ask me a question and I didn't see it?
No and no.
Okay.
Do we have the letter, TM?
Satsi would have the letter. or she was given it and read it in private. I don't know if she wrote it down or if I need to go find my notes on that letter. I can summarize what the letter said for sure, but I don't know that I can do it word for word again without digging
Sadzu
it
may
up.
also Sadzu may also be prevaricating that she cannot find the letter.
So
That's fine. If she kind of like has the kind of shrug shoulder, can't find the letter, sorry. Or will kind of accept it and sit down in the chair, getting ready for the evening, and set the shield down next to the edge of the chair. And you can see the face on the shield is very pensive.
Why did you ask, Ori?
With the innkeeper's reaction to you and some of the obfuscation of your past, I have some thoughts and some concerns for you, but I don't wish to intrude. I just wish to be here for support. As I've discovered with some of our encounters on on our journey together, it is best to be informed beforehand. But I will not pry if that's you'd like to keep the privacy on this matter.
I mean, you're welcome to express concern. Just I don't know how much I want to talk about this.
I understand. I'm just I am concerned for your well-being. Our journey together seems to have been pretty hard emotionally on you. Though I don't fully understand the expanse of the emotions most of you feel, I do believe I have a small understanding of emotions. And you are, of the group, the most quiet when it comes to your disposition.
Part of that may just be I'm not used to having other people around. This is the first time I've really had people around me for any extended period of time. I'm used to going out, hunting, staying a few days, and going back.
I can relate to that. Though I don't have many memories before my original time, the year that I've been in the library, I have interacted with many individuals, and I've always been the center of their interest. Amongst you and the others of our group, I feel a kind of kinship that, though I am still something of an outcast, I'm I feel welcome amongst all of us.
We are a pretty unusual assortment. That's certainly.
I like the word eclectic.
That works.
Regardless, I do consider you a friend, and I want you to know you can confide anything you want in me. I have no judgment towards you or any of the others for the experiences you've had and anything you wish to keep secret. As I've learned, secrets have great importance, but you can trust me to keep yours, even if you just need someone to confide in. I'm here for you.
I um thanks. Uh that's that's a lot. And I don't really know what to say to that. It won't bother you if I eat this steak, will it?
No, I have witnessed all of you um, ingest your food. I have no disposition around it either way. I understand that organic beings need to consume for sustainability. It does not bother me in the slightest.
Okay. I mean, you don't really get hungry, but I guess if you want to try rare steak, let me know and I can snip you off a bite.
I appreciate the offer, but I believe I am fine. Please, feel free to enjoy.
I'm just gonna inhale the steak and then clean my whiskers.
Okay. So when you eat the steak, you at first don't recognize the taste. And then a memory comes back to you. When you were fighting the gnolls, you bit one of them and tasted of their flesh. This is gnoll meat.
Well, that's a hell of a note. I think once I realized that, I would probably put it down and possibly spit it out if there's any left and be kind of horrified. I don't know, is Null particularly tasty?
That's up to you to decide whether you enjoy it or not. It does seem to satisfy your hunger.
I'm just debating if this is like, should I put this on a grill and maybe put some barbecue sauce on it, or if this is just like, uh, I'd probably look at it and stare at it for a minute because I'm not sure if I should eat it because it is very filling, or not eat it because I know it comes from a
Sentient creature,
It's-
yes.
intelligent creature.
Well, I suppose it depends on which notes you talk to, but yes. There might be a bit of a shrug, and I would probably eat it, but I might have to stop a time or two, looking slightly revolted.
Alright, any reaction to how Sats is going about eating this meat?
No,
Okay.
I've with the time that we've been together, like Ore's watched Sadzi hunt and take down small game, and like her meat bloody. Like it's not. It doesn't feel greatly outside of the realm. He doesn't enjoy food quite the way everybody else seems to, so it doesn't bother him.
Right.
It
This
doesn't seem. It
is
doesn't really seem out of place for her.
yeah. It's a little out of place for her, but not in the unbelievable sense. So,
Right, right. Just a bit.
yeah. Okay. All right. Anything else between any of the other characters?
Zerdig is going to lament his lizard going back home, and then he's going to realize to Alondio, like, oh shoot, I need to send a message back to Malco, or else the lizard and car are going to come back empty. He's going to think I'm dead. So he's going to do that in the morning.
All right. I mean, just the lizard. You already abandoned the cart.
No, we retied the car onto it. But the car was empty anyway, so it doesn't matter. They're both gone now.
Right. Yeah, I thought that was what led you guys to the decision to jump in. You were like, oh, we don't need the cart. Because the cart would have changed everything. But yeah.
It's all good. It's fine. The cart's gone.
Yeah. Okay. So, All right. You all rest for the evening. Alandial, as you are in your trance, and Zerdig too, I guess you are also in a trance.
Yep.
As you are in your trance, getting your rest, you hear this rapping on your door.
Is
For
it
a
like
moment.
good rap or bad rap?
It's like someone is trying to get in. And a moment later, the door falls, coming off of its hinges. And you can see several of the workers from the inn, as well as the proprietor, standing in the doorway. With their gaunt faces, you can see them smile, and you can see fangs growing.
I knew it.
And
It's
you
good
can
thing
see,
Z2 is here.
there's the worshipper of Ironwell. Let's get him. I would like you two to roll initiative.
All right.
Can the rest of us hear the door fall over?
No.
With me
Oh
being
crap! That's a
aware,
7.
I can't hear it either because I'm not unconscious. I am conscious and
14.
listening.
Yeah, but you're in a different room.
Gotcha.
So, all right. So you got a 14, and Alandiel got
Yeah.
a 7. All right. Okay, they got a 12. So,
Hooray. Is there a map or is this theater of the mind?
this is Theater of the Mind. I did not expect you guys to come into town the way you did. So,
I
yeah.
should have.
I should have, right. As soon as I presented it, I went, I should have come out with the thought
And
that they
there's a
would come
cliff you
this
could jump.
way.
Will we jump off the cliff? Of course.
So,
Do we get our long rest or are we being interrupted?
you are being interrupted.
All right, that does not matter for me, but it very much matters for Longtail.
Yes, yes, it does.
All right. So are they kicked down the door? Did they come in the doorway, or are we noticing it right as they kick the door down? And so there's basically like a 5-foot square for me to defend.
It is just as they kick the door down, you notice it. That is when we're kicking up this initiative. Your um, rest is being interrupted, and
right,
you can
well-
react.
Elondiel, did you
I am-
take that 12 healing that I gave you earlier?
Yes, I did.
Gotcha.
I unfortunately cannot sleep in my armor, so my AC is hot trash right now. But other than that, ooh, big brain idea. All right, so Zirdig pops up, takes out his pistol, blam, blam, very, very loud.
All right.
So that should wake everybody up.
Okay. Go ahead and roll to hit.
All right, we're going at that the first one through the door, which I'm assuming is the proprietor.
Yes.
I think I'll just roll once actually. Ooh, 20. That's gonna be a crit.
Okay.
So that is 7 plus. Come on, second roll, go. Oops.
The,
Plus, what just happened?
the total was 7. It did the crit for you automatically.
Yeah,
Oh,
it
what a
automatically
letdown.
does
You
the
rolled a
crit.
3. Yeah, you rolled a 3 and a 2.
All right, so that's that one. And then actually, instead of shooting twice, can I? No, I can't because item interactions. All right, so he'll shoot again, and then he'll have Z2 go in front of the doorway, which is his steel defender, and kind of be the tank for now. He's feeling vulnerable because he has no armor on, which is not a great place to be. So I will shoot again.
Okay.
And that one is going to be a whopping 8, which will be a miss.
Yep.
And then he will tell Z2 to take an action to attack the dude with Force Rend, I believe it's called.
Okay.
I believe that's going to be like a 13 or 14.
Let's see. What does the Steel Defender add?
Yeah, I'm looking it up right now too.
It should be
Artificer.
your spell attack mod.
Yeah, I think it's your spell attack mod, and then it's like proficiency to damage or something. I know proficiency is involved in there somewhere.
Yes, his bonus to attack is
Your spell attack modifier to hit,
my spell attack modifier.
and
And his
then
plus
a
what?
Damage
D8
is
plus
1d8
proficiency.
plus proficiency.
Okay.
Yeah, so it should be a 13 to hit then.
Okay,
Or-
the 13 will
yeah.
hit.
All right, so he's going to do a d8 plus 4. Which will be 10 damage, more than my critical gunshots.
All right. How does your defender want to do this?
All right, so Zirdig jumps up. He shoots at the man twice, hitting right in the chest and then missing. And then Z2 stands up and he's in the shape of a miniature drow. And he takes his gauntleted fist and he just punches straight at the man's chest. And I'm assuming that's enough to down him.
Yeah. Otherwise, I wouldn't have asked.
All right, then there's a crunch and the man falls to the ground.
All right. So he collapses. The rest of you hear a few gunshots going off. Ore, you would obviously be the most perceptive. Everybody else, what is your passive perception? -5. So Ito,
A whole
Satsu.
6.
Yeah, Ito, you're not woken up by it.
-5, 11.
11. Okay. It will wake you up, so you will hear the shots happening in the next room over. And Mizeki.
Have I gotten my full rest?
No.
I guess not. So
Yeah, we didn't even complete our trance, so it hasn't even been 4 hours.
Yep.
let me flip a coin.
I mean, just what's your
Okay,
passive
fine.
perception -5?
Oh, 10. Wait, no. Yeah, 10.
10? Yeah,
Flat.
it's going to
Sorry.
wake you up. Whether you decide to do anything from that, leave your ring or anything, is up to you.
Yeah.
But yeah, it does wake you guys up, or you do come to attention. The other two workers are going to make their way past your steel defender up to Alondiel, who is coming out of his trance, and they are each going to grab onto him and attempt to bite. So the first one gets an 8 to hit, which I think that's going to miss.
Yep.
But the second one gets a 25, which is also a critical hit.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Wait, how did it get in the door? The steel defender's in the way.
They can go around him, so push him through.
Can they?
All right.
Yep.
If it's a 5-foot opening, you can't go through an enemy unless they shove him.
Yep, they can.
Vampire spawn grossness.
Yep. You will take 12 points of necrotic damage and make a con save.
Eight.
Your maximum health is also reduced by 12.
Ah!
Insanity wasn't joking about killing the cleric today.
Before we began, I asked the cleric specific questions because I was worried this might happen, but I didn't
The
expect it to
questions
happen
were-
here.
What is your last will and testament?
And it is now your turn, Alondio.
I am going to hold up my holy symbol and try and turn these dudes.
Okay.
So they need to make a save against being turned, which I believe my save is 16 wisdom.
Okay. The one that successfully bit you fails. The one that failed to bite you succeeds.
Cool. So the one that failed has to run away.
Mm-hmm.
And then I am going to. I still have a bonus action. I don't really have many bonus action spells. I can upcast healing word on
You have spiritual
myself.
weapon yet?
What?
Or is that 5th? You should have spiritual weapon, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, like, yes. Screw it. I really want
He's
these
a
guys to
bonus
die.
action. It is
Bonus
not conk.
action. Yeah, he's gonna get spiritual weapon.
Okay.
And that will be a 21 to hit.
21 will hit.
And 9 damage.
9 damage. So, okay. That will bring us to the top of the round. Those of you that were woken up, if you want to go investigate, go ahead and roll initiative. If you don't care, then don't bother rolling initiative.
I'm gonna be really upset about it, but
A whopping 7?
I got a natural 20 for a total of 23.
Okay.
I got an 18.
All right. Ore,
Nice.
you are up, followed by Mizeki.
So I hear the gunshot, and I just instantly am aware, snag my shield, bump Sadzi on the bed, and say, Sadzi, wake up. There's danger. And I go right out the door. Can I see like what room is open? What's going on? Is there anybody in the hall at this point?
There is nobody in the hall at this point.
There is a door missing, though.
There
Right,
is
so
a
I
door
can-
missing, and the steel defender standing in it.
Yeah, I rush to that door, and I look inside, and is it just the one guy left?
No, there are two in there, both standing next to Alandiel. One just withdrawing their fangs from his arm.
I am going to Sacred Flame the one standing over Alondiel, backing out of him. He's got to make a dex save of 17.
Wait. You have Destroy Undead now, right?
I do not know.
No.
I do, yes. Yes, so it's, I think, CR 1/4.
It's CR 1/2, it looks like.
Oh, then that.
If they fail... Okay, the one that failed is gone. Just straight up gone. The one that succeeded is still there because they succeeded.
Nice.
So there is only one left, yes.
Okay. So the moment I see him, I cast Sacred Flame on him, so he has to make a dex save.
Okay.
Has to beat a 17.
10.
All right, he takes 7 points of radiant damage.
Okay. And this would have been the same one that was hit with the spiritual weapon, because obviously there's only the one left when that happens. So how do you want to do this?
Yeah, so Ori rushes up, looks inside, sees him like coming away from Alondiel with bloody fangs, and I just grab hold of the astrolabe really quick, and I kind of aim it a little bit forward, and the guy just shines very brightly and I guess burns away.
Okay. All right. Mizeki, you rolled initiative, so I take that means you want to do
Yeah.
something. So
I'm gonna pop out of my ring as my bonus action. I had
Mhm.
to check what that was.
Ito is sleeping.
And then, yeah, I'm gonna kick the side of Ito's bed with my back hoof as I go by. And pop out and not run into the hallway, but pop my head out and see what's going on.
You see Ore standing in the hallway, symbol in hand, casting a spell. And
Ore is usually pretty chill, so the fact that he's casting spells means bad things are happening. I'm gonna stay where I am in my room safely, but look for enemies and ready to Eldritch Blast somebody.
okay. We're out of initiative. I just, figured you were coming out of your ring.
Yeah.
So
I'm standing there with my my finger guns, like ready to finger gun somebody.
wanted to get that
But
out
I
of
don't
the
want to
way.
run out. Don't want to run out into the hall.
All right. So
Zirdig will immediately go to Alondiel, and I don't know. Does he look injured? I mean, he obviously looks injured, but is Zirdig able to heal him? I guess I'll probably just try and cast Cure Wounds.
okay. So he can be healed, but he can't go above his new maximum, which got reduced by that 12.
Would Lesser Restoration restore that?
No.
You
You'll
heal
need
set.
a long rest to recover that, or a greater restoration.
Ow. I hate this place. I hate it so much.
Does anybody have like purify or anything?
We don't have the spells that would be required for this, so we have sleeping is our best bet.
What do you mean purify? Like food and drink? I can help
No,
you with that tomorrow, but ow.
no, on you.
Meanwhile, all you hear from Ito's room is a thump as he falls out of bed.
Mother has always said that resting is the best cure.
Alondil, where are you at on your hit points right now?
I mean, they put me right back to where I was before they did 12. You healed 12, they did 12, so
Got
But
it.
you're also down max 12, so.
yeah.
So can you be healed anymore? Because you've taken quite a bit of damage. So
Yeah, my max was 40 minus 12 puts that at 28. So I can still be healed up to 28, yeah.
I healed you 7.
Oh, that's pretty much almost. Yeah, there's
Zerdig's now
no
down
no
off that.
point in healing me anymore
Cool.
after that.
okay.
He's not gonna let his elf homie die.
I could have done it myself, but
They're like best buddies now. They've hung out
Mhm.
together. They're both
sure.
elves. Zerdig has a very low minimum bar for full respect.
he popped a vampire with his gun. I made one just explode. So
Yeah, they're living it. The elven bromance is going on.
hmm Yeah. So you've got 2 dead bodies to deal with.
Technically, they were already dead.
They were undead. You have 2
Can
corpses
we
to deal with.
There you go.
can we sweep the rest of the place? Because now Zerdig is on alert.
Yeah, that's probably our best bet is to go around and check.
And keep
I'll
in mind, this is Zerdig's first time ever away from home, and he's thinking he's this big old hero. And on literally the first night out of Under the Mountain, this happens. He's feeling quite hurt.
Are the doors like in the inn? Are the doors like airtight, or can you like see under them or see through the lock?
To the rooms,
Yes.
you could see under them or through the lock if you wanted
Okay.
to try.
If I can see under one, can I spawn my mage hand on the other side? Because it just says it appears at a point you choose within range.
Sure.
Cool. I can unlock any of the doors then from the inside. If that becomes necessary, I have that as available now.
I think the staff is probably a bigger problem than the guests.
Well, wasn't this the staff or were these guests? I thought you said this was the innkeeper and like some other people.
Yeah, the staff.
Okay. Yeah. Well, yeah, but it sounded like they live here too. So, and the place isn't that big.
They probably have their own non-guest quarter area rooms, I guess is what I was thinking.
Maybe. Let's go down the way, and you guys stay back with your bleeding and all, and we'll get this sorted. We should send the smaller, more metallic elf in first.
That's a great idea.
Zirdig, why don't you check the bodies to see if there's anything of interest for why they are doing this? I will check further down the hall and head out of the room and down the hall and see if there's anybody else wandering around being creepy like.
So
Alright.
there are several people that are opening their doors and peeking out into the hallway to see what all the commotion is about.
I am
Zer-
immediately going to tell them all to remain in their rooms.
Yeah.
Remain in your rooms. Do not exit into the hallway. This is council business. Thank you.
Can Zerdig investigate?
Yes. What are you
The
trying to
corpses?
investigate? Just the corpses?
What Ori had said, to see if there's anything on them that will indicate why they're doing this.
Okay. Go ahead and make your investigation check.
while he's making that roll, of the people who were popping out of their rooms, do any of them seem suspicious?
What's your passive insight?
15.
15. You don't think any of them are suspicious.
Okay.
None of them have that
I
same
seem
kind of gaunt
suspicious.
lock. Mizeki does seem suspicious. Yes.
I got
Very.
a 19.
19. Okay. So you search the bodies. They are clearly vampiric, I should say. But you don't find anything on them specifically about why they would be coming after you. Other
I
than,
remind him what they said.
yeah.
They recognized my order, and that seemed to be why they came for me.
Yeah. Do we know? So you mentioned the bodies, and what do we do with them? Does Zirdig or Elondiel know enough that we should like of how to dispose of the bodies to make sure they don't come back or anything?
Make a religion check, both of you.
That'll
17.
be a 13.
Okay. So Alondio, you know that burning them or exposing them to sunlight to where they are ash will work. And now you're starting to wonder how they even were outside when you arrived.
We only saw him in the doorway, though, right?
Correct.
I say, "Well, let's get a fire going downstairs and chuck him in."
I'm happy to create bonfire for you.
Yeah, we don't want to burn the inn down, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, we also don't want to
I'm
burn them in our room that we're
I'm
gonna
sure
try to
there's a
sleep in.
fireplace somewhere.
Yeah.
There is not. They have no
There's not?
need for it.
Do they have a cook surface?
No, this place specifically doesn't have
Doesn't have any
a
sort of.
kitchen.
There's no
Is there
bath.
an occupied room we could use?
I mean, there are now because you've killed some of them, but that's gonna eventually catch the whole structure on fire.
Why don't we just
Okay.
put them by the front door for now, and we'll figure this out in the morning
Well-
after
After
we clear the building.
Wait,
Ap-
they brought that steak from somewhere. Do they have like a cold storage or something like that?
No, they do not.
mean, Yeah, you can keep steak okay-ish for a while. Yeah,
Is there
let's
now
put
just
them. Why don't we figure out which room they came from? We'll put them in that room, wrap them up in the sheets, leave them there. We'll deal with them in the morning.
Okay.
Or Ori and I don't have to breathe, so we could just open the door, kick them out real fast, and
Don't breathe.
My, isn't that a lovely painting over there?
I have concerns, but okay. Also, why they attacked us? Cause Ellen deals faith, but also they were dumb enough to attack what is clearly a prepared group of people.
perhaps they are starving? Zirdig will add,
Ooh, possible.
because
of
they were very
character.
gaunt.
Out of character, I really wish Ito had seen the Destroy Undead just so he could comment on why would they choose to attack specifically a cleric who can literally vaporize them by snapping his fingers.
For the same reason that they would attack a party of adventurers who jumped off a cliff with a lizard.
To be fair, Alondiel did come in looking pretty torn up, so maybe they figured he was an easy target.
Yeah, maybe they thought he
Yeah.
was the weakest of all of us.
Yeah, possible.
They were
after
wrong.
And they only wanted to go after him from what they said, so.
Okay. So poor choices abound. Possibly they were starving. Maybe they just have a very strong religious affiliation.
My kind and their kind don't get along very well.
Oh yeah, but does that make you make bad decisions?
I
What do you
think
mean?
they were trying to put me down before I could find out about them. They almost did. Oh, my arm.
So making my rounds through the inn, I don't find any other suspicious individuals, correct?
Correct.
I'll return to the room where all of the action is going down. There were 3 total attackers,
Yes.
but only 2
Yeah.
bodies left because of the one that I disintegrated?
Because of the one that got turned or got destroyed by its destroy undead.
By
Oh,
Alondio.
gotcha.
Yeah. Your radiant burning is more like if you've seen Supernatural when someone sees an angel and it like burns out their eyes and things like that.
That's
That's
cool.
what your radiant burning does.
Still pretty good.
So
It makes light come out of your mouth and eyes if you're killed by it.
yeah, so they're still a corpse. It's just, an eyeless corpse.
That's gruesome.
Yep.
All right, so we've investigated the body, and there's no other iffy people.
Hmm.
So, how about we move the bodies out of the room? Because there's a disintegrated one, and then there's the one that got radianted, and the one that got shot and force damaged was the one that was in the doorway. So we can probably mend the door, and then Alondiel and Zerdig can take shifts resting. Zerdig will insist that Alondiel rests first, and he'll stay on active guard, and then we can just switch since we're doing 4-hour trances instead of an 8-hour rest.
I'm okay with
Right.
that.
Remember, you can only keep watch for about 2 hours.
Yeah. And then Z2 can do the rest of it. That's his Steel Defender's name.
I mean, I'm fine moving a chair into Ore's room and popping a squat on that and for my trance. Because we don't need beds to trance, so.
True.
I
We
could
can-
just literally stand in the doorway and take my rest standing in the doorway, be fully aware of anything that comes down the hallway.
I'm going to
Except
be
2
very
robot
grumpy.
warriors.
Yeah, I'm going to be extremely grumpy because I can't go back to sleep in my nice fancy bed in my ring. So I'm going to just go get comfortable as best I can and go back to sleep.
And now you have to hear Ito snoring.
He would have had
No,
to hear
I'm
that
taking-
anyway.
I'm taking Ore's spot.
Does anyone want to do anything before we rest?
No, I want to go back to sleep.
All right. So, nothing else that you guys want to do. You can take your rest. So, Alondiel, with your long rest, you can either recover your maximum hit points or restore your hit points and spell slots.
So okay, so as in I can get my max back up,
But you'll stay
or
at your current and your spells will stay used.
I think I've only used one spell. I'd rather get my max back up.
Okay. Everybody else, I don't think any of you have taken damage, right?
Nope.
And none of you have reduced maximum hit points anyway, so it wouldn't affect any of you. So, okay. So you all get your long rest as normal with the exception of Alondiel?
Yay! Though slightly less comfortable than normal. Do we own the inn now? Is that how this works?
In the morning, you all come downstairs and you see that there are several people that are all just kind of waiting to go outside. And they seem to be talking about what was the noise that they heard and understand that there was council business. As they see you guys come down, a few of them recognize you. Be like, what happened last night? When can we leave? Where's the proprietor at?
Didn't we throw him in front of the front door?
No, we decided to
we
put
put
them in
them
one
in
of the empty
their
rooms,
rooms, yeah.
wrapped up. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Because that's I thought about the front door and then I was like, there's people here that don't know what's going on. Just
yeah,
like
that'd be a little
us.
suspect.
Yeah.
Ito in the
Well-
morning before heading downstairs probably went to those rooms and flung open the shutters to let the sunlight get to the bodies.
I mean, we don't know when the fog goes away, do we?
You don't.
So don't do that, Ito, because you could kill yourself.
We know Ore's safe.
Someone needs to tell Ito not to do that.
Yeah, Ito, don't do that. So we know Ori shouldn't be killed by it. Probably, maybe we don't know if they lied to us. But also, like the rooms are not airtight
From the inside.
from the inside. Yeah, so like if we open the shutters on one of them, the fog comes in.
I'm also super paranoid now, so I'm gonna use my eyes of the grave. So
Is anyone in
if
the room
any
undead?
of these other people in here are undead,
None of the other people are undead, but you get a faint aura off of Sadzi.
We're gonna pretend that's not happening. It's fine. Um, cool. What time is it? We don't know.
Well, can we see the light through any of the shutters or around any of the doors?
No. The light in here is from various I forget what they're called. The ever burning torches. That's not what they're called anymore, but ever burning torches is
I
in
think
here.
they're ever bright now.
Yeah, something like that. But they're not fire, but they give off the light of a torch. So
I believe they are, in fact, ever burning torches.
What if we have Ori in one room? We
we
put
can
like a bunch of
stuff
sheets and
rags and
blankets.
sheets and blankets.
Yeah,
To plug it.
yeah.
The
Let's
door.
try that. And if Ori kills all of us, so be it.
I'm willing to try. I'm curious if it'll have an effect on me.
okay.
We really need to get a time globe.
So what are you opening?
So I guess I'm going into the room with the two bodies,
Okay.
and then I'm gonna kind of seal the door behind me, like tuck a towel or a blanket underneath the edge of the door, kind of seal it up as best I can.
We do it from the inside
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, from inside
Yeah.
the room.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we'll do it from the
We'll do it from
inside
both
of the
The
sides.
hallway.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
We're gonna seal it as much as we can
Okay.
with
And then I'm
wet blankets to wet them and all, like you do when there's a fire. And
All right. So you open up the shutters, look outside, and you can see the sun, but it is overcast, which is weird because you did your druid craft and it's supposed to be clear skies.
Yep. It has kind of like I'm guessing like the San Francisco feel where the sun's out, but it's still foggy. So it's that kind of radiant fog.
The fog isn't here. It's the effect of it's almost always twilight is more what you get the impression.
Oh, I see.
like that.
So there isn't any fog when I open up the shutters.
Correct.
Can I see people outside, like out and about, moving around?
No, because you are looking at a wall.
Oh, okay. Look, because the shutters just aim to another wall, to another building.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So
Okay, then I'll go pull the blankets and towels off the door and open it back up.
okay.
I will close the shutters behind me before I go back into the room and open everything up.
Okay.
It's overcast, but it doesn't feel like the fog is still there.
Did you move the you know what's into the light?
I have not yet.
Dump some
It's
bodies out of the second floor
it
window.
feels the light outside feels dim, like twilight. But it is sunny, only not. I cannot explain this.
I think they're called clouds.
Well, if the fog's gone, we're good to open the front door.
Yeah. We
I
should
believe so.
probably tell
Okay.
people to be careful. Given
There's an attack in the dark last night.
There was an attack. Do we want me to handle that?
People,
still
there
our
was
best
an
talker?
attack.
Not Ito. Ito is not in charge of delivering the information.
I feel like by the time you go to try to stop Ito, he has already been shouting it.
This is Ito's Michael from The Office. Stay calm. Oh God, everyone.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so I'm gonna like pat Ito on the shoulder to make him hush, preferably, and then just let people know to please have care. There has been an attack. The council will be investigating. It is advised that you continue about your business, but be wary.
Ito, in the meanwhile, is planning how we're going to take over running this establishment.
Let's do it.
A few of
And
them just
raise
give you
prices.
puzzled looks as you explain this to them, trying to comprehend like everything that you're telling them about this.
Fine. I don't see my job is to deliver the information, not explain it.
Right.
Meanwhile, back in the bodies, can we set them on fire now?
Where do you want to set them on fire at?
Outside at this point.
I feel like it might be a good idea to not set them on fire right away.
Just put them in the sunlight.
Yeah, let's leave them. Maybe set them in the sunlight, but like, okay, let me propose a situation. These were clearly citizens of this locale. Yes, this is unless someone stole the inn in like the last day and a half from the man who runs it. This guy worked here and owned the inn, and they decided to attack us and appear to be undead-esque.
So they're all enemies. Zerdig will say, looking around.
Let's hand.
In Elven, I say yes.
Let's be careful how much we go around declaring that, but it is not an unsafe assumption.
Should we find the city guard and go over the events with them?
I would rather we make our way towards the councilman as quickly as possible.
Ito, notably, is clutching a book in his hands.
Because it's a spirit book. Because these were citizens and they attacked us. We don't know if the guard. Do you remember the Knolls?
I do.
What
Do you
Knolls?
remember?
We weren't sure.
Well,
we trying
yeah.
to tell which ones were friendly and which were foe.
Yeah, we don't know. So let's go with that, and let's maybe try and find. Is the councilman here? Is there like a big building around?
So you're looking around to find a
Yeah.
building? Okay.
I'm gonna ask if anyone knows where the local council building is.
Okay.
We're looking for Councilor Harrington.
So you come outside and you look around to see what you can see. Given the overcast nature, you can see a bit better today than you could last night when you came in and the sun was already going down because it was basically dark at that point. So looking around here, you can see that you are inside the city, but you can see that there is another set of walls set further into the city. And this area that you're in is kind of like the entryway into the city. What you do notice, though, is that the fog is at the gates where that second wall is, and it's just sitting there steadily.
So, like, stopping us from getting in.
Yes.
Or stopping us from leaving. Stopping us from getting in. Okay.
I mean, you can go in, and you can go out. You just are taking a chance at whatever the fog is going to actually do to you.
Okay, now that I know that there's freaking vampires here, can I make a religion check to know, like, if I know of any religious connections between vampires, undead, and the fog?
How long does your Eyes of the Grave last? Is my first question here.
It is
in
action.
And then the end of turn, I think.
Is it just that a turn, or is it last for like a minute or something?
I'm not seeing a time thing right now. I'll do a quick peek.
Yeah, if it's just an action, then it's
an
just
action.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Cool. Um,
until the
so
end of your next turn. Yeah.
until the end of your next turn. Okay. Go ahead and give me your religion check. And
13.
13. Okay. Um, so you know that Aran Whale is not a lover of the undead. And so, given that she is the goddess of life and death, those that are undead, Ed, who are in between, are not favored by her and tend to be more afraid of her clerics than of any others because
They
they
are a
are
perversion of order.
because they're accepted by others. Not always, but they are almost always rejected by followers of Arenwile.
Can we? Does Elendil share this information?
I make
As
no love lost, but known between the fact that there's vampires and I freaking hate them.
Can we maybe like
Do
put
you-
a good cloak on Elendil?
so, as you are out here and looking around, you see approaching you a man wearing all black with a large shield on his back. He's got yellow hair that is slicked back, and he's got a yellow mustache, or blonde, I guess I should be saying. And
Yellow.
he approaches you, and you all recognize him. You've seen him before.
All of us?
Except for Zerdig. Zerdig has not seen him
Zerdig.
before.
Okay, I
Knows
was like,
nothing.
Zerdig does not remember this.
Zerdig might have seen a picture of him, right?
Unlikely that you guys would have a picture of him, but you recognize him at being in the council meetings. And he walks up to you. Oh, and he walks right up to Alandiel. And he goes, I don't know how you got into the city the way that you did, but we were waiting for you to let you know you should hide your symbol.
We noticed. Question:
I fell
What
down
is
the
the
cliff and it
what
hurt.
is the what is the legality of self-defense here?
We understand what you did and why you did it, and we will make sure that their family does not come after you.
That is appreciated.
I will tuck my holy symbol into my sleeve pouch, and I'll make sure my shield is tucked under my cloak.
And he goes,
No.
Now, I do not believe we have formally met. I am Orion Harrington. Duke is my brother. I am his golden shield. He turns to Sods and he goes, We were unsure whether you would bring everybody, but we were prepared, just in case. We knew that you were coming and that you were coming through the mountain. We were waiting at the bottom of the path down to let you into the city. This morning, we come to find out that there was disturbances in the middle of the night in the inn. And I came to investigate, and here you all are.
We do have a habit of making disturbances. Now, I do have another question.
Correction,
not
we
have-
have a habit of being disturbed.
Well, I can't dispute
Semantics.
that.
Hey, we are not frequently the initiators.
This is fair. I was only woken up afterwards, so I don't really know. Now, point of order. Do we need to be worried? I mean, you said you will stop their families from coming after us. Do we need to be worried about them coming back to come after us? Likely not the one that was disintegrated entirely.
No, generally, once the undead are dead again, they stay that way unless somebody comes to use magic to bring them back.
Side note: we got back our money that we spent, right? I know we had talked about yes, we can do this now, but I don't know if we ever officially said we'd like to do so.
Oh, that you wanted to go
Yeah, we want to
find
take back the money we would have given them.
the 30 silver?
Poor service. Yeah, poor service.
Did you search the room where you put the bodies?
We would have, yes, because we're not complete fools.
I mean, you guys are like the category
Hush.
definition of complete fools. Like, if
Okay,
there were a
Cast Morn Kane's
dictionary
faithful watchdog.
in this world with pictures, it would have a picture of almost a party next to
That's true.
complete fools.
No
I
one
feel like
said they searched
yes,
the room.
You asked
we
us if
should
we needed
search.
any components, and I cast Morn
Yes.
Kane's faithful watchdog.
We did say that we did say the night before we were gonna check the rooms in the morning, but
Yeah.
then we didn't play it out.
We didn't actually play out checking the rooms. We got distracted by the civilians.
Right. Well, you wanted to check out the rooms during the night to see if there were any other suspects, which you
We did do that, yes.
but you didn't like search the rooms.
That's
So,
true.
Okay.
Can we go back now? We're just outside.
Yeah, just in the middle of this conversation, Ito pauses. One moment.
All right.
Also, can we ask this man if we now own the inn? Because that's an important point of business as well.
I don't think we own the inn. I'm pretty sure.
Zirdig, that's
it goes
generally
to,
not
like,
how
their
it works
family
up
or
here.
whatever.
And he just kind of stares at you and goes, "I'm sorry, I have no clue who you are.
I didn't
Why
ask
are
that in
you
character.
listening into this conversation?"
My
Oh,
character
we-
would not have
we
asked
picked him
that.
up.
He's too new.
We picked him up on the way. Don't worry about it. I mean, they picked me up along the way. We assumed it was kind of fine.
Yes.
He was our
I'm
guide under
Zirdig.
the mountain.
Yes, mountain guide extraordinaire. Pleasure to meet you.
And you didn't bring them down the path. You are a terrible guide.
I got them
Technically,
here safely.
he was only paid to get us out of the mountain, which he did very well. And then after that, we made an executive decision.
I will let my brother know that you are here, and that you are complete and utter idiots who could have gotten everybody here killed.
And yet we didn't, which you will find happens quite often.
We are incredibly good at it.
Right.
Right. Please give your brother my apologies.
Actually, if you would like, you can follow me, and you can meet my brother immediately. The rest of you will need to wait here, as it will
Can
not
I
be
send
safe for
Z2?
you.
Just in this spot on the street here.
In this part of the city, yes. You could stay in that exact spot if you wish. But
Let's go back inside. Is there a good place to eat?
there
in this
are
part of the
a
city?
few places to eat. Let's see here. Right, nope, that's okay. Okay, to be honest, I don't know the places in this part of town because they're not as good and they don't serve what I enjoy.
What do you enjoy? Zirdig asks.
I
Rare meat.
prefer my meat on the rare side.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Probably blood too, based on Sadzi. Okay. We'll stay in this area and maybe wander around a little bit, but stay nearby.
Zirdig is in view of this gentleman going to tell Z2 to follow and protect Sadzi.
Is that okay? Can we do that?
I was gonna ask if I could have Ore come with me.
He does smell like pennies.
I mean, I don't think people are gonna like lick him behind my back or anything.
Orion looks at Ore for a moment and goes, "I actually do not know how it will affect your kind. I know you don't have to breathe, so hopefully it shouldn't affect you, but I suppose there is only one way to find out."
I'm curious as well.
We don't get many forged out here. We don't get many others out here either. We're quite isolated. You came through the mountains, you know how treacherous that was. On our northern side, you have the Blue Lake, and on the northern side of Blue Lake, it's Typhon's Folly, which is also a dangerous trek. On the southern side, you're really passing through the mountains or right along the cliffside that could fall off into the sea. And depending on when you come, you might fall off into the sink or get taken up into the source. So our place is very hard to get to.
That must make tourism really bad.
We aren't much of a tourist town, but we get a few occasionally, mostly visiting counselors and their guards. A few explorers from the mountains come from time to time, both from over and under. And
Huh.
occasionally we'll have a few visitors come down from Blue Lake.
Fair enough. Well, have fun. Did he say it's okay for Zerdig's companion to go?
He didn't say, but given
Okay.
based on what he said about Ore,
Yeah.
it's safe to assume the same logic would apply to
I was
the Steel
I was less
Defender.
asking if it would survive and more asking if it was okay, polite wise.
So he didn't specify.
All right, we're gonna assume that it's fine then, because that's what we do.
Mm-hmm.
And then me and Ito are gonna go back inside and get our money back.
All right, Ore, are you going to go with?
Yes. Since Sazi is requesting specifically me, absolutely Ore's going.
Okay. So, I mean, none of you have to go. He just extended the offer to Sadzi, if she wanted to.
I mean, that's kind of why we're here, right?
Yeah.
Will Sadzi be comfortable with Ori and the Steel Defender coming with her?
She asked Ore to, so that sounds like a yes there.
I'm not sure about the Steel Defender, but I figure Ore, one, can keep his mouth shut, and two, is the least likely to be in any sort of danger.
Based on precedent, I wouldn't take Ore if you want someone to keep their mouth shut.
Yep. Or is actually the least likely to successfully keep his mouth shut.
If I tell him to, though, he did
That's
say,
fair.
if you wish to confide in me, I'm pretty sure if I said, please do not talk about this with anyone.
The face on the shield is a frowny face.
He goes, all right, very well. Follow me. And he begins leading you off into the second part of the city. Eddie, Sadzi, you are able to pass through the fog just fine. And Orion stops and turns and waits as Ore passes through. The Steel Defender you did not want coming, correct, Sadzi?
I'd rather not.
Okay, so just Ore. Ore, as you pass through the fog, give me a Constitution save.
Is this in regards to poison?
No.
That is 10.
10. Okay, so with the 10, you feel your life begin to drain out of you. What this means for you mechanically right now is all healing done to you is reduced to 1/4 effectiveness. That includes long rests, short rests, magic.
Is this any sort of element? Acid, cold, fire, lightning, thunder?
No, it is not.
Okay.
About how many steps into this does it take for me to feel that?
About 3.
Okay, so I'm feeling the life kind of drain out of me, and I kind of shout back towards Sadzi. I don't think this is good for me. And I start heading back towards the safer area.
And Orion just goes, "Good to know. Not just breathing it in affects this." And he goes and turns to Sadzi. "Do you wish to go back with your friend, or would you like to continue on?"
This doesn't bother me at all, does it?
No. In fact, you feel a bit energized. What this means for you mechanically is while you're in the fog, your bite restores double the amount of hit points that you deal in damage.
Sweet. I am nervous, but I guess I'll keep going.
All right. So he leads you through the city as the fog begins to slowly fade from your view. You can still feel the energy around it, but your body and your eyes are beginning to adapt to it to where you can see through it without any kind of obscurity. You can see that you are heading towards a large building that is pyramid in shape, but not fully smooth. So it's got like one level, and then the next level goes in, and so on.
So, like a step pyramid.
Yep. And he goes, "This is the Harrington estate. My family has lived here for many generations." And he continues leading you on, and you can see that there are several people bustling in and around this city. Given the number of people that you saw in the entrance to the city, this is about 100 times more people.
Wow. So, seems to be very busy.
We are the place for those who have nowhere else to go. A lot of us are looked down upon.
Us?
Us. We know what you are.
Really? What do you think I am?
A dampier, like myself.
And how. Why? How do you know to send letters to me or your brother? Same difference.
When you were first sent to the wilds to investigate the gnolls, we met you then. My brother has a very gifted eye for spotting others like us and extending information and a hand and friendship to them.
So, what I'm hearing is you decided not to approach me back when you could have potentially done something earlier.
You were being given a mission by the Grand Counselor. It was not Duke's place to call you off of that.
I suppose that's fair enough. Although, my companions have been giving me some rather odd looks, considering my predilection for excessively rare meat.
That could be chalked up to your tabaxi heritage. I am not entirely sure what they know. What have you told them?
Nothing.
They seem to like you. That is a good sign.
I flatter myself to think that they do. Although I know they don't know everything.
Sometimes it's hard to tell those that we're closest to everything for fear of how they might react.
Honestly, they've been more accommodating than, well, where I grew up.
Yes. About that, we've been keeping tabs on you. And we have a surprise for you. Although, we are not sure exactly how you will react anymore. And he continues leading you on into the Harrington estate. There you are greeted by Duke von Harrington, who's wearing majestic purple robes. He's got sleek black hair and a goatee, very well trimmed. Sadzi, I am glad that you finally made it. I hear you have brought your friends along with you. I am sorry that they can't come this far into the city, but we can always go back to them.
Yes, I would like to rejoin them at some point. I suppose it's not safe for them to come here.
No, although they could survive for a time, eventually the mist would take its toll.
Did Ori churn around?
Yes, he did.
Yeah, he did.
Okay, I missed that section because the cats were cool.
So, the question is, what are you looking to learn? I invited you here with the promise of information.
And I was curious to what information you might have.
I'm wondering if you can guess at least part of it now, based on what you have seen of my city.
Well, considering your brother Orion and I were discussing the whole how apparently we're both Dampier and I guess you are too. I would think that that's what your information has to pertain to.
Intelligent. Just as I expected. Has my brother informed you of our surprise?
Only that there was one.
So, whenever we find out about other Dampier or undead out in the world who are not inherently evil, we like to keep tabs on them, make sure that they are okay, being taken care of, and we extend them an offering to come and to stay here. During one of our sessions checking in on you, we found you at the Knoll base, where you had discovered your father's body. We saw the hurt in your eyes, so I sent some of my men all the way down to Kuche and they have returned with some people that you might want to talk to.
I really hope you didn't try to turn my father into a dampier, because if you did, he's probably been trying to kill himself every 5 minutes since.
No. Unfortunately, once you are dead, it's a little too late for that. No, we found the gnolls responsible. The ones who admitted to killing your father.
So, am I right in assuming that this surprise is something that is now unalived and possibly carved up for steaks?
No, but if that is what you wish of them to be, then you may do so. We are giving you the opportunity to talk with them and do what you wish with them. But no, they won't survive long. We've been doing everything we can to sustain them, but the mist is driving them wild.
Is it now? Well, I suppose I might as well go see this.
Very well. Follow me. And he takes you further into the estate, opens a door that leads downstairs. The steps are made from stone, clearly carved. They spiral in a nice wide spiral down about 60 feet. At the end of the staircase, there is a small chamber about 10 foot by 10 foot with a door on the other end away from the stairs. He goes, beyond the door are 3 gnolls who took responsibility for the torture and murder of your father. Do with them as you will. And he waves his hand and the door flies open. And then he turns and walks back upstairs.
Are there any guards or anything around?
No,
Are they chained?
they are.
Okay. I'd like to question them first as to why. Why did they, I guess, target my father? Why did they kill him? And what was in it for them?
All right. So you go in and you hear them chattering, asking who is there. As you begin to ask your questions, they begin to snarl and take a moment, but they don't seem to want to answer you. Ew. And then, as if compelled, they begin speaking. And they say, it was luck, I suppose, that we were the ones that got to do it. He stumbled into our camp. He left Bracknell, he told us, to go searching for his daughter whom he kicked out. When we stumbled upon a lone tabaxi so near our camp, we took him prisoner, tortured him, got him to tell us everything he could. We learned about the city defenses, mounted an army, and then staged an attack, only for it to be called off and thwarted by a group of council fools. I suppose that's you. You are also the daughter and the council fool.
It would be convenient for you if I was, wasn't it? Go on, I'm sure you're not done.
Do you want us to go into every little detail? Or just tell you how we enjoyed it? How he cried for help? How every night we would go down and we would listen to him crying, begging for forgiveness from his daughter. What did he do to you that he needs the forgiveness?
You're not asking the questions here. So, please tell me, what did you do to my father?
Well, we used to let him loose down in the dungeon, chase him around, shove him down the stairs if he tried to escape, broke his bones, beat him up.
Really? That's it? You have no imagination. I
We
really don't know. Go
wanted
ahead.
to make sure there was something left to find. After all, with how much he spoke of his daughter, what better torture is that there than finding him? And it seems you did.
I did indeed. I don't believe I'm willing to waste much more time on you. So, you kept my father, tortured him, refused to let him go, wrung all the details of Bracknell's security out of him, mounted an attack. Anything else I should know about? Is there some plan of a great political coup? Was there intentions of turning Bracknell into the next Kuche?
Hmm.
Please do boast about your accomplishments.
Shadow always wanted to sow a bit more chaos in the world. We helped. You should see what it's like now. You haven't been there in months.
And was this all Shadow's idea?
Yes. And you can tell, like, they struggled. They weren't wanting to say that.
Can I press them for information about Shadow? So, what is Shadow's plan to sow more chaos, as you put it?
We only know what he told us, causing a war between Kuche and Bracknell, blaming it on politics, would sow the chaos. Apparently, Shadow just wanted to torture his brother, as it's the only way to get at him.
Oh, his brother? Who's he?
Yes. We don't know who he is. Just that he's a tabaxi who would be most affected by the war and the chaos in the wilds. Apparently, Shadow cannot hurt his brother.
Can't hurt his brother, or can't hurt his brother directly.
Directly,
And are he and his brother similar appearances? Do they look alike?
they are
Do you
both
know?
cats. That is all we know. We never met the brother.
I see. Well, I don't suppose I'm willing to waste any more time on you today.
What will you
And
do with us?
again, I'm the one asking the questions here. You'll find out. Eventually. And I give them a smile which is not at all pleasant. Turn around and walk up the stairs, closing the door behind me.
Okay. All right. While you do that, let's go ahead and hop back to everybody else. So you watch as Ore, Sadzi, and Orion head further into the city, passing through into the fog. About 10 seconds after they pass through, Ore emerges again.
I think
It
Ito and I already
had
went inside.
an effect on me. I feel drained. I have no
Ore,
idea who's.
are you okay? Zerdig's
No,
gonna rush over to him with his tinker's tools and see if he can help.
She's gonna tinker the man.
I feel terrible.
Let's get you back inside and see what we can't do about that.
I do not recommend going into the fog.
All right, let's bring him in and work on him.
Me and Ito are gonna try and get our money back.
Okay.
We won't steal more money because that would be evil, but we will try and get our money back.
Okay.
More specifically, Ito is just going to kind of sit behind the counter where the innkeeper was and pretend to be doing the ledgers while checking for coins.
Okay. Um,
Would a medicine check be helpful in diagnosing Ore?
yeah, you can go ahead and make a medicine check.
You need to update to Windows 11.
Dun dun dun.
19.
19. So you don't know exactly what is happening with Ore. Ray, it's not anything that you've ever seen before. But you get the idea, the impression that his very spirit is being drained from his body.
So more potent than what a lesser restoration could fix.
Yes.
Now that I've exited the fog, am I still feeling kind of the drain, or was it just while I was in the fog?
You are still feeling it.
Gotcha.
Zerdig's gonna make some checks on Ore if Ore will allow him, just like tinker tools, general integrity of his circuits and whatnot.
I give you a nod, like, go ahead.
Go ahead and make your tinkering check.
All right, one moment. $22.
Um, It takes you a moment, as Ore's model is quite old, and it's like you're looking through pieces and you're like, why would they use this? And but eventually you adapt and look through, and everything seems to be in fine working order. You see nothing mechanically wrong with Ore.
He'll slap Ori on the back and kind of make that, sound of hitting a hood type thing. And he'll say, Ori, you look good as new. You feeling better, buddy? Because he thinks that he's like fixed something or something like that.
Ore's just going to look at you and then kind of like shake his head no.
Well, that's
I'm
baffling. You look fine.
I don't think it's physical. It's draining.
Oh.
Would with my check would a remove curse potentially help?
Make an Arcana check. See how magic would affect this.
20.
You think it might help, but you're fairly certain greater restoration is what's needed here, because you're not
Okay.
entirely sure this is a curse.
I don't have it prepared. It'd have to be tomorrow anyways.
All right.
Let's just recommend, he gets some rest and kind of tend to him in the corner then and see if time helps. Since to help with Elondio's bite.
Ito and Mazeki, you're able to find your coin in the room where you had hidden the bodies. That is where all the coin gets moved during the night. And so you find all of the coin for the entire inn there, but you're only taking your 30 gold back, or 30 silver back.
How much
So,
is there?
there is in total, 226 gold pieces, 152 silver pieces, and 526 copper pieces.
Hold on, I need to make a morality check. I got a 7. I feel like we're owed some amount of damages, right? Like they did attack us, they didn't interrupt our rest.
I will note that Ito is not actively with Mizeki when he finds the coin.
Yeah. Ito is pretending to do the ledgers at the front desk. I am going to take 20 gold as well.
Okay.
And leave a note that says terrible service, was attacked while sleeping.
Okay. So you can go ahead and add the 20 gold plus your 30 silver back.
Excellent.
Yelp, 1 star. Tried to eat me.
To be fair, Mizeki, you weren't attacked.
Tried to eat friend.
I am representing the Almost a Party adventuring group, which I don't remember what we officially have decided to call ourselves, but it wasn't that.
You haven't decided to call yourselves anything. You keep talking about it and then putting it off.
We were Bruce and the something, I think.
Bruce and the Silhouettes.
I think it was actually Bruce and Associates, but I like that one too. We're not calling ourselves Bruce and the Idiots.
No, it's just what everyone else does.
That's fine. I would like to point out that regardless of how a bunch of people sass us, we have still been successful to some measure of success.
Very well said. Those caveats are very necessary.
Yes, there's a little star at the end there.
It's a success because we achieved our goals, not because there was any sort of panache or style or long-lasting effectiveness.
If the
Hey.
box is checked.
If it's stupid but it works, it isn't stupid.
The problem is the works is not necessarily. Yeah.
I'm gonna say, jumping off the mountain was still stupid.
Oh yeah, but it worked great for most of us. It just failed for some of us who aren't very good at jumping.
I mean,
And led to, the innkeeper trying to murder me in my sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which earned us an extra 20 gold.
But he doesn't know that.
I mean, technically, it could earn you a whole lot more than that.
Yeah,
You,
but like
you just aren't,
moral
a
moral
complete
compunctions.
thief.
I'm technically not a thief at all. I haven't stolen anything yet.
You just stole 20 gold.
No, I took 20 gold in recompense from his family.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Doesn't matter
That's
what you
how that
call it, it's
works.
still stealing.
Justify it however you want.
Is it theft if they're dead?
Yes.
He still has a family that would belong to.
No, he doesn't, because now it's
It
mine.
would go to his next of kin in his will. Anyway, let's keep going.
All right. Is there anything that the 5 of you are wanting to do, or shall we just jump back and focus on Sadzi?
I'd like to
I
end this
want to.
curse.
Yeah, but I want to make sure that we can make Ellen deal.
Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was just saying, I'm gonna go upstairs. I'm gonna pick a room with a door on it, and I'm gonna start fortifying it.
Okay.
I want to make sure that Ellendale can be disguised properly. We'll maybe work on his cloak. Maybe use some of the bed sheets.
Ellendale doesn't want to leave this place. It's
I know we're not planning to, but when we do need to leave eventually,
Yes.
it'd be nice if you were like covered.
Yep. So that's what I'm gonna do. Is I'm gonna hunker down. I'm gonna make a room a fort, and
Can,
undead better not walk through that door again.
let's ask Ore if we can borrow his mask and put it on Alondiel's face.
I don't think the mask is made for breathing.
So from what Orion told Alondiel, it's nothing about Alondiel being an elf or anything how he looks.
Yeah, it's the symbol.
It's his symbols were visible and they saw it
Yeah.
and recognized it.
But wouldn't they now know what he looks like?
For
I'm not
those
gonna
that
make
saw
that-
him,
They're
but
all dead.
All right.
yeah.
Problem solves itself.
Yep. Because you got into the city so late and that everyone was going into the buildings, the number of people that saw Alondiel were limited to the crew of the inn. So you did have that going for you.
Hey, it's still stealth if everybody's dead.
Yeah,
Nailed
no
it.
one can know if there's no one left to know.
All right. Okay. So, alright, if you want to try and figure out that curse, or figure out what's going on with you, that's gonna take time and stuff to figure
Sure.
out. So we will hop back to Sadzi then. So Sadzi, you make your way up the stairs after dealing with the gnolls. Orion is there waiting, and Duke is sitting in a chair a little further behind him. As you come up and he goes, "What have you decided to do with the gnolls?"
That is a good question. I have some slightly unorthodox ideas, but basically I would like to mimic some of the things that they did to my father before they killed him. Mostly, I'd like for you to let them free and then have some of your hunters go after them.
He goes, "Very well." And he snaps his fingers, and you can see a few people begin to come into the room. And you can see that they are well equipped. And he relays, "You are going to be hunting down some gnolls. We will set them free in," and he looks at you,
Oh, give them a 3-minute head start.
"We will set them free, and you will have 3 minutes to wait, and then you will go and hunt them down." He nods to Orion. Orion descends down the stairs that you had just come up. A moment later, he comes up, pulling the 3 gnolls in their chains with him. Duke waves his hand. The chains vanish. Says, and he begins speaking in a tongue that you recognize but don't understand. And the gnolls begin running. Three minutes. The hunters
Yes.
all go and stand waiting by the door as the gnolls go running off through the city.
Do whatever you like when you get them.
You heard her. She's in charge of this mission.
You can do whatever you like when you capture them. Just don't make it a quick death.
At this, a few of them smile.
I do want to
So-
pop in real quick and say we are giving Elendil a beard, much like Bruce's.
Okay.
I'll have to see it when I come back.
And looks like Alandiel did just leave.
Yeah.
They weren't feeling
Which is why
great.
we're doing this now,
Okay.
because
So,
we can't be told no.
all right.
So I turn to Duke and curtsy to him and say, "Thank you for your gift. It was very generous."
You are welcome. You will always have a place in my city.
If it isn't too inappropriate, may I ask, why did you, I guess, establish the city almost exclusively for Dampier and others like them? Just because of your family? And I gesture towards Orion.
What do you know of the nation of Harrington? What have you heard in your education?
Very little, other than the realm seems to be fairly insular and somewhat secretive.
We do like to keep our secrets here. We're not always looked on with the most friendly of terms. I've made great strides as a counselor in bettering our people. But our city was not founded as a place for the undead. It was started many generations ago by my great grandfather.
So, was it. When did Dampiers, I guess, become a focus? Only when you came into power?
About, let's see, how long has it been? Has it really been that long? 2,000 years. When the Age of Folly ended and the Age of Kings began, our city was one of the follies.
I see.
So, the first thing that strikes you as weird is he said that the city was founded by his great grandfather many generations ago, and then specified 2,000 years ago was when the city became the undead. He's
Yeah, I caught that.
human, and you know the average lifespan for humans is about 80 years. So math is quickly not adding up, and that is something you are keenly aware of as a clockwork sorcerer.
To some extent, I was thinking that perhaps if his brother is a Dampier, he might be too, or he might be the vampire that turned his brother.
He goes, "It has been a very long time. When the city changed, many of my friends died. I was lucky enough to survive. And my brother. To be honest, I am not Duke von Harrington the Ninth. I am Duke von Harrington.
The
Every
original?
so often, I change the number at the end of my name so that those outside are not suspicious when I keep showing up to council meetings. I changed my appearance ever so slightly to make it look like I could feasibly be my own child.
So, you are
As far as
a,
I know, immortal.
is that a Dampier thing, or are you something other than a Dampier?
To be honest, I don't know what I am anymore. I know I started as a Dampier like you, but that shouldn't have extended my life this long.
That's somewhat unsettling. I'm not sure I would want to live forever.
It is hard watching those you love grow old and die. My brother and I have done this many times.
I suppose that also explains some of your isolation as well. Right. Well, I guess what information you have on Dampiers and what we do, and I suppose how I can go about things.
We
It's
have all of the information collected in the world about Dampiers. And any time the Iotopia Society gets their hands on it, we make sure to recover it so that they don't. The last thing that we need is more people knowing how to kill us because they want to do it so much anyway.
that explains why I found so little when I tried looking at the Iotopia Society's library in Drusus.
Being a counselor has given me many opportunities. The fact that they built the teleportation circle into the library has made it only too easy.
I'm assuming you also must have one around. I think someone said that you might have one, but they didn't know for sure.
Well, they know that we have one, but they know that we don't share the code.
Fair. Um,
It would be unfair to them, as it is here in my estate. They teleport in and we're unaware. The fog rolls in. That's not good for anybody.
what what is that fog anyway? I didn't think it would hurt Ore since he doesn't need to breathe, but
Interesting.
apparently it did.
We've never had a forged in our city before, so we did not know. We assumed it was people breathing, and that is why it didn't affect any of those of us that are undead.
Do we know if it's like, is it poison?
I don't think so. I think more likely something necrotic.
Oh, I guess that would make sense with undead.
It definitely makes us stronger. That may be why I
I
have
noticed
lived
that.
so long.
Hmm.
We have tried studying it in the past, but unfortunately, there's only so much you can learn without putting others in danger. And with seeing how it affects other people, we chose to discontinue our research. It is not worth their lives.
That is fair. Well, I suppose I would like to look in your library. It is a shame that Ore could not join us. He's a researcher at the library in Drusus, and I think his only motivation is truly to see how much information he can absorb from all the books.
Well, you may take anything not to do with the undead to him, but the rest must stay in our library. We don't want that getting out. And
I understand. Does this mean I can't take notes either, I assume?
we would prefer that you don't, but we will not forbid it.
I understand. Well, this may affect what what things I choose to study in the future. If there's some really obvious weak spots for Dampier that I don't know about, which is probably most of them because I haven't really said anything. And, it's not the thing you can bring up in casual conversation exactly, as I'm sure you know.
Right. Most people would not understand. But you can talk to me.
Thank you. Um yes. Um about my friends, will they be okay in the city where they are, or do I need to worry about them and the mist?
As long as they go inside one of the buildings in that area and stay inside while the fog is over, they should be fine. We have found that the fog does not get through certain objects, and we make everything as airtight as we can.
Okay.
But if you are worried, we do have places outside of town that the fog does not reach.
Okay. I I'll suggest that to them and see what they would like to do,
Okay.
seeing as they mostly came here for me. I don't want them to stay if it's going to hurt them, just to be some semblance of support that's closer to me.
All right. So with that, we're going to go ahead and hop back to everybody else. So those of you that are still outside see three gnolls come running out of the fog through the city, very panicked looking, clearly in fear.
I think there's only a couple of us outside because most people are inside right now.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think it's
I'm
Zerdig and
thinking.
Ore, and and no, I guess you guys took Alondale inside for the beard.
Elandil's inside. Yeah, we're
Yeah.
bearding Elandil in the room.
Yeah.
I think it's probably only Zerdig, unless Ori got up and came out.
Okay.
Yeah, or I think it's still outside. I don't remember going inside if Zerdig's looking or checking me out outside.
We're both out.
Yeah,
You
Yeah,
see
so
the
it's still
nose.
the two of us. Seeing the Knolls just come out of the fog, or kind of surprisingly, like not expecting Knolls, Ore's probably going to start kind of getting that defensive posture, or getting ready to see if they're trying to start some crap because he's not a big fan of Knolls at this point.
Mm-hmm. All right. So the Knolls continue running right on past you. A few minutes later, you see a group of people emerge from that, very heavily armed, just running as fast as they can. As they run past you, one of them stops and goes, "Which way did they go?"
Ore will point.
Zerdig. Yeah, Zerdig and Ori both point the right way, being helpful citizens we are.
Excellent. And with that, we will go ahead and end our session there. That was fun. I enjoyed that. Started off crazy.
Hooray. Good job, everybody.
All of our episodes start off crazy. We're a crazy group.
As I posted
This
in
is true.
chat, if I had a nickel for every time one of my martial characters with no way of stopping themselves from falling had jumped off a massive cliff with reckless abandon, I'd have 7 nickels, and it's starting to get concerning.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for coming, for watching and listening
Yeah.
in to our D&D game. It was great. We will see you all next time. Bye.
Yeah. See everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.